My name is Eliza, and today we are going to explore seismology. Let's get started by answering a few questions. What is seismology? Seismology is a branch of the earth sciences, and it is the study of seismic waves and earthquakes. So some of you may not have heard of seismic waves, but I'm sure that most of you have heard of earthquakes. A seismologist or earth scientist may study the seismic waves to better understand the composition or ingredients below the surface of the earth, or how those waves affect the surface of the earth and us. So let's dive a little bit deeper. What are seismic waves? Seismic waves are waves of energy that are created when rocks break apart. When I use the term wave, I'm referring to something similar to a sound wave. But remember, we're talking about waves of energy that are created from rock in our Earth's crust breaking and moving. When our Earth's crust is smushed or pulled apart, the rocks break and energy is released. Let's not forget that seismology is also the study of earthquakes. How are seismic waves connected to earthquakes? An earthquake is the Earth's surface responding to seismic waves. Earthquakes and seismic waves can occur for a number of reasons, but the number one reason is plate tectonics. When I use the term plate tectonics, I'm talking about a process that is happening to the crust of the Earth. The crust is the outermost layer of the Earth, and below it is the mantle, which is made up of magma. The crust of the Earth is not one big piece, but it's made up of smaller pieces that float and move on the magma. Sometimes these pieces move away, crash into, or even slide past one another. These movements can also cause these large pieces of rock to get stretched or smushed until they break, causing seismic waves and earthquakes. Here's an image from the National Park Service. The image is showing earthquakes and plate boundaries. Earthquakes are the circles. We can see the connection between the plate boundaries and seismic activity. Just remember that Earth is always changing. Before we finish up, let's go over how we record earthquakes. A seismometer is a device that records earthquakes. On the right is an image of a small portable seismometer that anyone can use at home. A seismometer is a device that records the shaking using a spring, magnet, and a coil of copper wire. When an earthquake occurs, the spring reacts. The magnet in the coil of copper wire creates an electrical signal that is then processed through a computer and displayed. The image on the left is the recording of an earthquake that recently occurred in my home state. This image is from the seismometer at the Idaho Museum of Mining and Geology, and it's showing the initial earthquake and then the many aftershocks that occurred after the earthquake. To finish up today, let's shake, rattle, and write in our nature journal on what we've learned and experienced. First, find your journal or a piece of paper. You can use a laptop, but if you like to use color or collage, this will be challenging. Record your experiences and what you know about seismology. You can include images, color, or even a small object. Here is a list of questions that can be answered. Now, for those that have not been in an earthquake, you can write about what you think it would be like, or what would happen to your home, your pet, or even your yard. Finally, don't forget to jot down a few items that should be included in your home earthquake kit. To learn more about seismology, the following slide has a handful of resources. Thanks everyone for tuning in today. You guys rock.